Good morning. Welcome to Bookeemonsters, or welcome back. I appreciate you guys showing up this early in the morning. This is Bookeemonsters, where we look at the new releases of the week, genre by genre. My name is PK, and we have 25 minutes to look at what's out there. Good morning, Mary. Happy Tuesday. Oh, you finally had some rain. That is good. Last night avoided all the wind and tornado alerts, so all is well here. Oh, that is so good to hear. Oh, peaches are nummy. It's one of my mom's favorites. She also loves blueberries. She's allergic to strawberries. We never got to have them when we were growing up, but they are not my favorite. Let's get to the romances. You betcha. All right. Let us turn that off and let's go here. I hope everybody had a good night. You're reading good books. Here are the romances for this week. Not a lot. Now, these are the mainstream publishers' romances. Looks like some pretty covers. Very cartoonishy, though. Accidentally in Love, Danielle Jackson. When Sam is stuck sharing the streets for Chicago's summer festivals with a man she can't stand, she'll find it's often a bumpy road that leads to love. As office manager of the city's leading luxury boudoir and pinup photography studio, lovable grump Samantha, is there such a thing? Only in romance land. Samantha Sawyer has everything under control. With an eventful summer season on the horizon, Sam is balancing. I apologize. Let's see. Sam is balancing an insane workload while preparing the buxom boudoir photo bus, a vintage coach bus converted into a mobile photo booth and meeting space to make the rounds at Chicago's bustling Summer Street Festival roster. Sam's busy schedule makes avoiding the difficult parts of her life much easier, but there's one person who can see right through her to-do list and icy facade, really see her, and Sam hates him for it. Why? A lot has changed in the last year for Russell Montgomery. Years of odd jobs and couch surfing around the country has left him scrambling, but after reconnecting with his brother Reed and coming as close to settling down as he's ever been, Russ now works at a hot local restaurant. Russ has been welcomed into his newly engaged brother's circle of friends, all except a close friend and coworker of Reed's fiancée, an intriguingly stormy woman named Sam. Luckily, Sam is certain that the insanity of her calendar will ensure their distance, and she won't have to deal with Russ or his irritating, handsome face. But when Russ is charged with the launch of a restaurant food truck for the festival circuit, excuse me, the sizzling Chicago heat is no match for the fire between them. Dude, she's not that much. Excuse me, she's not into you. Grumps are not fun to be around. Sorry. Excuse me. Coffee is required. Between Us by Mary McFarlane. Oh, there's an Irish name. When Roisin and Joe, that's absolutely not the right way to pronounce that. Roisin. Pronounced Roisin. Okay, good to know. When Roisin and Joe join their friends for a weekend at a country house, it's a triple celebration: a birthday, an engagement, and the launch of Joe's shiny new TV show. But as the weekend unfolds, tensions come to light in the group, and Roisin begins to question her own relationship. And as they watch the first episode of Joe's drama, she realizes that the private things she told him, which should have stayed between them, are right there on the screen. With her friend group in chaos and her messy love life on display for the whole world to see, Roisin returns home to avoid the unwanted attention and help run her family's pub. But drama still follows in the form of her dysfunctional family and the looming question what other parts of her now ex's show are inspired by real events? Lies, infidelity. Every week as a new episode airs, she wonders what other secrets will be revealed. Yet the most unexpected twist of all is Matt, the charming playboy of her friend group, who is suddenly there for Roisin in ways she never knew she needed. Between us. Yeah, yep. Oh, yep, I think so too. I think you're right. All right, Marry Me by Midnight by Felicia Grossman. Every love story begins with Once Upon a Time. London, 1832. Historicals. Isabel Lyra may be in distress, but she's no damsel. Since her father's death, his former partners have sought to oust her from their joint equity business. Her only choice is to marry, and fast, to a powerful ally outside the respected Barab family's sphere of influence. Only finding the right spouse will require casting a wide net, so she'll host a series of festivals to which every eligible Jewish man is invited. Once Aaron Ellenberg longed to have a family of his own, but as the synagogue custodian, he is too poor for wishes and not foolish enough for dreams. Until the bold, beautiful Isabel Lyra presents him with an irresistible offer. If he ensures her favorite suitors have no hidden loyalties to the Barabs, she will provide him with money for a new life. Yet the transaction provides surprising temptation, as Aaron and Isabel find caring and passion in the last person they each expected. Only a future for them is impossible, for heiresses don't marry orphans, and love only conquers in children's tales. But if Isabel can find the courage to trust her heart, she'll discover anything is possible if only she says yes. I'm double intrigued. I love historicals, and you don't really see a whole lot of the Jewish background, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna have to check that out. Hopefully the writing is holding up, and it's kind of a neat cover. Text Appeal by Amber Roberts. As the only woman programmer at her firm, Lark is thrilled to land an account for and hopefully you're not seeing it there, but my screen keeps kind of dimming and brightening up again. But her dream job quickly becomes a nightmare when she accidentally projects a scandalous and completely unsolicited picture from her phone onto the screen during a presentation. Before she can recover, her coworkers jump in to steal the account, leaving Lark jobless and broke. When a friend suggests text message based sex work as a stopgap between jobs, as friends do, Lark is dubious. She's all about sex positivity, but carrying out sexual fantasies, even digitally and anonymously, with complete strangers is daunting and dangerous. How will she explain how she's earning a living, especially to Toby, her good friend and longtime hopeless crush? Still, she needs the money, and after a few embarrassing and hilarious false starts, she actually starts to like sexting, especially with one particularly charming and nerdy client who keeps popping up in her DMs. I wonder. But as Lark and Toby grow closer, she finds herself with a decision to make. Tell Toby she's a sex worker and try to forget the anonymous client who has her struggling to separate work from real feelings, or keep the secrets that are piling up in her inbox. Sure to appeal to readers of blah, blah, blah. Jen DeLuca, no way. I've read Jen DeLuca. That is not a Jen DeLuca type of story. That's just my humble opinion. Yep. Okay, good. It's just on my side. I can see where text appeal would appeal to some people, but I don't think that one's for me. Unnecessary drama. That's all. Never mind. Unnecessary drama by Nina Kenwood. 18-year-old Brooke is the kind of friend who not only remembers everyone's birthdays, but also organizes the group present, pays for it, and politely chases others for their share. I have thoughts, but I'm not going to say them right now either. She's the helper, the doer, the maker of spreadsheets. She's the responsible one who always follows the rules, and she plans to keep it that way during her first year of university. Her student housing only has one rule: no unnecessary drama. Are you kidding me? College girls? Which means no fights, tension, or romance between roommates. When one of them turns out to be Jessie, her high school nemesis, Brooke is determined she can handle it. They'll simply silently endure living together and stay out of each other's way. But it turns out Jessie isn't so easy to ignore. With unnecessary drama, Nina Kenwin perfectly captures the experience of leaving home for the first time, dealing with the unexpected complications of life, and somehow finding exactly what you need. That, even though it's college, should probably be labeled as young adult. Again, not for me, but it is for some people. Yep. Yeah. And even sometimes now covers would be a whole other topic. Even the photo ones can look cheesy. Just give me some good artwork. Artwork draws me in. I judge a book by its cover sometimes, but a lot of times it is a big deal. Um, let's go to I've been trying to find other romance pages, just strictly romance new releases. I haven't found a good one yet. I have the search continues. So that is the new releases that Book Riot is saying is coming out this week. Here are that was the cozies. Sorry, I was just looking at some other. All right. Legal thriller, romance contemporary Atlas by Becca Jameson. Page not found. Baby girl, I'm going to count to 3. Carly is doing just fine on her own. She doesn't need a man in her life. They never treat her right anyway. She certainly doesn't need her best friend's brother to swoop into town and take over like he never left her. It takes him less than one day to cause her to lose her car, her job, and her apartment. Now she's furious. Atlas is in town as a favor to his father to help the MC club. What he's not prepared for is Carly, a woman he spent years trying to forget, a woman with cute pigtails, a sassy attitude, a pile of problems, and the need for a good spanking. Oh, okay. She can push him away all she wants, but he's not going anywhere without her. Again, I don't think people understand what romance is. But and I'm not saying this prudishly. I have read erotica as a whole. Yeah, I agree. Kind of disappointing. Very different age group oriented, perhaps. Tweetus Bridge, thriller, women's fiction, historical. We'll look at that under when we do fiction. Captive of My Desires by Joanna Lindsay. That has got to be a re-release. Romance contemporary Caramel Drizzle. 186 pages. By Pepper North and Paige Michaels. Welcome to Little Cakes, the bakery that plays daddy matchmaker. Can a hardware store crush provide the building blocks for a happily ever after? Jordy Cross is thrilled when she lands a new remodeling job. Sure, it's not a luxurious mansion or a fancy restaurant, but funky strip mall beauty shops deserve to be both gorgeous and functional too. However, it turns out trying to build the hairdresser stations by herself was not her smartest move. Callan James' hardware store has everything a contractor could need, if only he could stock someone special to make his life complete. One gorgeous and knowledgeable woman wiping out his supply of mini light bulbs and ordering tons of paint is definitely as close as he's come to finding love in a long time. Finding love. So, of course, he volunteers to deliver the supplies to her job site. As Callan gets to know Jordy, it quickly becomes clear to him that the salon isn't the only thing in need of a little TLC. It is also Kindle Unlimited, so if you want to check that out, that you can read for free if you've got Kindle Unlimited. Let's check out this Joanna Lindsay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, excuse me. Oh, we even have an excerpt here. Hmm. Well, could be new. I doubt it though, because it's 8 of 12. But if you're interested, Joanna Lindsay, of course, well known in romance circles. When Gabrielle Brooks sets sail from England to the Caribbean in search of her estranged father, she has no idea she's in for the shock of her life. Her father is a pirate. After 3 thrilling years hunting treasure with him, she's devastated when he insists she leave the swashbuckling life behind and find a proper husband in London. He arranges for his old friend James Mallory and his wife Georgina to sponsor her in polite society. Gabrielle isn't impressed with the extravagant balls and parties until she meets Georgina's brother, Drew Anderson, a dashing American sea captain. But when Drew destroys Gabrielle's reputation the night before he set to sail, the pirate's daughter vows revenge by commandeering Drew's ship and taking him prisoner. Too bad she didn't anticipate passion growing on the high seas or the line between captor and captive blurring. That seems very old school. Oh, yeah. I lean far to historical setting on romances. I love Regency. Me too. Glad you're back again. Yeah. Cruel seduction, fantasy, cyberpunk. Ooh, I know this author. It's mystery, but it's also romance. So let's take a look. We gotta have something good. We gotta have something. We're running out of time. We gotta get something good here. Deadly Illusion by Carla Simpson. This is fourth in series. What is real or only an illusion? I have this first book on my TBR. Ghostly images that appear and float across the stage, objects that levitate into the air, and a beautiful assistant who disappears inside a glass box, then reappears inside a second glass box. All while the audience at the Crystal Palace, including amateur investigator Michaela Forsyth, watch the performance. Is it real? Can the audience believe what they see? Then, an evening with her friend Theodora Templeton, while attending the one night performance by a last master illusionist, Jean Luc Betal, takes a ghastly turn and plunges Michaela headlong into murder when the illusionist's young assistant is found dead at the end of his newest stunt. The police, specifically Chief Inspector Abilene, who is also in attendance, declare it a tragic accident in an illusion gone wrong. But after making her own observations, Michaela is not convinced and places a call to private investigator Angus Brody. Theirs is a complicated partnership, more so with his latest work with the Special Services Organization at the conclusion of the previous case, and that particularly complicated conversation he insists on having with her irritated man. I'm not going to read any more because I don't want any spoilers. But that is on my TBR. I hope to get to that soon. Oh, where am I going? Sounds pretty contrived. It does. But again, Joanna Lindsay is kind of an old school writer, so that's what she knows. Diary of a Void, romance, fantasy. Dystopian. Here we go. Highland Devil, historical romance, Celeste Barclay. Book 606 of the Clan Sinclair Legacy. Love me a good Highlander. A notorious Highland warrior who inspires fear in many except for one lady beyond his reach. As a member of the Clan Sinclair, Tate Sinclair carries on his family's legacy of honor, duty, and loyalty. While the clans compete during a Highland gathering, a man Tate's known most of his life turns to him during a crisis. He must navigate politics and tangled alliances while supporting his friend and battling wits with the intriguing woman just beyond his reach. Can Tate discover who's bent on destroying his friend's pending nuptials? Will he recognize his blossoming feelings before time runs out? A strong willed lady, unafraid of Warrior's reputation, but refuses to be captivated by his charm. Adelaide Grant refuses to admit to herself or anyone else that her growing attraction to the visiting warrior might be the basis for a love that rivals any of the other Sinclair couples. With political alliances tested while her family hosts the Highland gathering, Adelaide must protect her own friend from an enemy who would destroy two clans' future. Can Adelaide repair her friend's fractured relationship? Will she admit she's drawn to the Bra Highlander before he returns to his home? A couple drawn to each other must work together. Despite their initial animosity, Tate and Adelaide must join forces when an enemy threatens to tear apart their friend's relationship, etc., etc. Yeah, that's some of our better options. I think my favorite of these is The Marry Me by Midnight. I'm going to be checking that one out. And Deadly Illusions, yes. But I got to read that first one. I'm kind of a stickler for reading in order. Um, so those are our romance ones, some of our romance ones. Again, this isn't comprehensive, and I'm looking for a better romance only site to supplement what Book Riot does. The search continues. I am still reading my sci-fi one, Hard Knocks by Nathan Lowell. Really loving that author. And listening to Full Moon by Jim Butcher. I've been to Rosslyn Chapel. Oh, it was built by the Sinclairs. Beautiful at one time, possibly the home of the Ark of the Covenant, or so legend goes. Oh my goodness, that ticks so many boxes for me. That is a dream. Let's see, what else am I? Oh yeah, and the romance I'm reading is exclusively yours by Shannon Stacy. She's one of my favorite authors I've discovered now that I'm reading category romances. Um, Mary, you might remember, but I grew up in the 80s reading the Love Swept books and Silhouette and all of those. They don't exist anymore. They've been swallowed by Harlequin. But through Sarah's YouTube channel, The Bookish Knitter, I've come to discover romances again. And one of my favorites is Shannon Stacy. This is one of her earlier series, The Kowalski Family. The one I started with was Sutton's Place, which are just so, so good. So if you're looking for a nice, sweet, some spice, but not the emphasis, category romance author Shannon Stacy and the Sutton's Place series is really, really good. I appreciate everybody showing up this morning or listening to this later. Um, let's switch one more time. We're tab hopping. Yes, you remember those goodies. Yes. Oh my goodness. In fact, I was a very bad girl last year and on eBay found a huge, I'm talking huge cache of the original Love Sweps, starting with book one. And yes, I did buy them. Like I say, I was bad, but they're mine. All right, everybody have a good Tuesday. I hope you are reading things that you enjoy. Remember, you don't get good person points if you are struggling through something you're not liking. And tonight I am doing reading sprints starting at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern Time. Join us for 2.5 hours of pretty much just reading. We kind of share what we're reading for about 5 minutes, but mostly we are just doing the reading to get some good quality you time in, either reading or doing something creative or something productive. It's your time. You do with it what you like. I'm just creating that space. And we'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Wednesday. And we'll be looking at the sci fi fantasy and probably continuing the cozy mysteries from there. So, everybody, thank you very much. And I will see you later. Bye bye. God bless.